Lol Cow podcast. Ain't no donations coming in. I would have went to jail that day. I'm gonna let you guys know this. I would have went to jail. No, he was white. He was white.
And so, the thumb man who cheated his diet outside Goodsprings cheated his diet once again. After the Battle of London, many thought it was the push Richard needed to finally change once and for all. At first, tourists arrived in masses, showing support. Eventually, some got bored. Others left when Richard's true nature inevitably started to show once more. In the new world of Trailer 101, team bullying continued. Pepsi was spilled, and many laughed and enjoyed, just as they had in the old world. Because wings never changes.
That was pretty stupid, wasn't it?
What's that?
Flashing your lights at everybody to let them know that law enforcement was sitting there running radar.
Is that what I did? Is that a crime?
Yeah.
It is? I didn't know that.
You got your license registration proof?
Yeah,
Why would you do that? You're flashing your high beams at people to...
in the daytime?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a crime.
It doesn't say daytime or nighttime. It just says that you can't do it, and you did it. What's that?
The insurance, I didn't look it up on my phone. I don't think I got the actual card yet, but let me see.
This cop is in the right. No, he's not. Using your car as an extension of your home, and the idea of using your warning sight the lights on your car to talk to other drivers is constitutionally protected activity. Is considered free speech.
Insurance, because I got insurance. I switched from Allstate to State Farm. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a crime. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, you can't high beam people at any time in the daytime or nighttime.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. I mean, yeah, nighttime I understand, but daytime I don't know.
And I could take you to jail today. Yeah, it's not illegal to do that, to flash and warn, but it's illegal to high beam. Okay. And it is legal to have flashing lights on your vehicle.
This man just said it's illegal to have flashing lights on your vehicle. I didn't specifically try to get TYT or something right here. I just grabbed whatever I seen. But he just said it's illegal to have flashing lights on your vehicle, right? Every vehicle I've ever owned had flashing lights on it. They're called the hazard light. There's a button you press and all the lights blink to let people know there's a hazard, right?
Not being an emergency vehicle. And I could take you to jail today for your unsigned registration card, but I just wrote you a citation for that. That's actually up to 6 months in jail.
6 months in jail for not signing a registration card.
You think it's funny, sir?
I'll take the ticket, sir.
I know, but do you think this is funny?
I'm allowed to laugh. I can laugh all I want.
Go ahead and step out here for me.
I didn't do anything.
Sir, I'm asking you to step out of the...
Am I being detained?
Yes, sir, you are. Step out of the vehicle.
Are you serious?
Place your hands behind your back for me.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me.
Oh, man, you're serious, brother.
I'm not your brother.
Believe me, you're not.
Yeah, I'll never be your brother. I'll never be your brother.
Exactly. You'll never be my brother. Just be careful.
I don't want to be your brother.
No, just be careful with me.
Don't jerk away from me.
Just be careful.
Don't jerk away from me.
What? Look at this right. What? The guy kind of like moves to the left of the headlight because he thinks he's going in the back of the car. Watch.
Careful.
I don't want to be your brother.
No, just be careful with me.
Don't jerk away from me.
Just be careful.
Don't jerk away from me, sir.
Just be careful.
This guy thinks like to me, I'm not a violent person. All right, but that cop doing that, to me, he needs his ass stomped, right? Like, nothing about this cop is respectful or, like, deserves respect, right? Like, flashing your high beams in the daytime, right? Like daytime high beams ain't gonna affect nobody, right? The guy's in handcuffs. He has no way of doing anything. You pull on his arm that hard, you could dislocate his shoulder, right? The dude's in his 50s, probably.
Don't jerk away from me.
My wallet is in the car.
Okay, I don't want you to jerk away from me
I was
right there.
going away from the traffic.
But it's like, oh man, I would have went to jail that day. I'm gonna let you guys know this. I would have went to jail. I would have not let him back out of taking me to jail. Like, if you got to me like that right there, you're taking me, because at that point you committed to it. Like, I'm getting my payday. I'm getting my payday, right? They're talking about sirens. They're talking about things of that nature. And generally, they're color-coded, right? Like, you're not allowed to have flashing red and blues. You're not allowed to pretend to be a cop. Because, like, tow trucks have flashing orange lights, right? Like, AAA has, like, white flashing lights. SC Dot has yellow flashing lights, right? Every car comes with hazard lights. There's actually laws implementing when you're supposed to use hazard lights on your vehicle, which are all flashing. To say like turning your headlights on and off is considered flashing and not First Amendment speech, especially when there's already case law on it. Secondly, not signing a registration card, right? South Carolina doesn't make you sign a registration card, so it's like something new. But regardless, threatening 6 months in jail and then causing assault, right? Like, because what he did is he unlawfully detained the man and then assaulted him by jerking on his arm, right? Like you're taking me to jail. Take me to jail. Let me bond out. I'll see you in court. Because like here's the thing with this, and like a lot more people are causing this to be a thing, right? Is like unless cops have a valid reason to arrest you, they lose their qualified immunity as soon as they ID you, right? Like, all you have to do is say, like, I don't consent to any searches. And the second they go into your pocket and pull your ID out, they lost their qualified immunity. Right? That's what they're doing. If you got nothing to hide, let them search. Here's the thing, Ryan. If you have nothing to hide, let them search. They'll plant shit on you, right? I can pull videos up right now of cops like pretending that your taillights are out, and because they roughed the guy up, like they pushed him on the ground and they kind of beat him up a little bit because he didn't believe what they got pulled over for. It wasn't taillight, it was like he didn't use a signal, that they planted drugs on him. Please, tugging your arm isn't an assault. Do it to a cop, bro. Do it to a cop. If you don't think they'll use tugging your arm as an assault on a cop, I've seen on the show Cops, like somebody smack the top of a cop's hand, like but while trying to show the cop like what they did to them. Like they, like it was a woman too. Like, he's like, he smacked the top of my hand like this, face plant that woman and charge her with assault. I have an issue with authority to begin with, but that's one of the reasons I have the job I do. I don't have to have a boss. I don't know. You never heard of the blue wall of silence? You ever see that one cop that body slammed the guy going to work? You guys know what I'm talking about? So he was fired before he felt any kind of like thing for this. Like there's entire towns centered around just writing tickets because speeding is such a low bar for like accidents, right? Like speeding is something along the lines of 10% of all accidents. Like if you take all automobile accidents and there's like, I don't know, 500,000 million, I'm making numbers up at this point. There's a lot of car accidents and only 10% of them is speed a leading cause of said accident, right? So like speeding isn't as dangerous as cops make it out to be, but it's very lucrative for them, right? Because cops can write a lot of tickets and put a lot of money into their town by writing tickets. That's why they call them road pirates. I mean, the most, like, I think if I remember correctly, at this point, the highest thing that cause accidents is actually like texting and driving. Are you allowed to fight a cop in self-defense? The answer is yes. Fight the police, resist against the police. Best way to handle it. That is the best advice I can give you. You're allowed to resist against an unlawful arrest, but laws are so open to interpretation that convincing a judge who is also in the good old boy system that the arrest was unlawful is going to be very, very stressful and life altering. Go to jail if they won't, bail out, take it to court, get your settlement. The guy laughing lost in court. He lost against the registration charge in court, but he actually took it higher and he won. Because here's the thing, right? You're going to lose the first time in court. You're going to lose because the guy sitting on the bench is also an elected individual of that county, and he works hand in hand with the prosecutor and the cops of that county. It's a big money-making racket. So what you got to do is you got to push it to a higher court, and a higher court that has no invested interest generally overturns it. They don't care because they don't get repercussions for it. You guys never see the college student that got pulled over for DUI? He didn't get pulled over. He got pulled over because he had his high beams on inside city limits because one of his like lights were out, and he didn't know he weren't allowed to like use high beams inside city limits. He wasn't like in the city. He was only the outskirts of a city where, it's more rural. He blew zeros and he still arrested him for DUI, took him back to the station, and they tested him over and over again. They couldn't, and they ended up letting him go. You guys never seen that? He was a football player. He was an American guy. No, he was white. He was white. I grew up poor, me and Gene Okerlund. And I'll tell you right now, cops have fucked with me more than any criminal has fucked with me in my life. I've had cops do more things to me than criminals ever have. And that's just my opinion. But if you get pulled over for DUI, don't blow. Don't do the sobriety test. Just go to jail. Yeah, don't do the here's the thing, right? Cop ain't your friend. He's not going to help you. He's not going to do anything. If you don't blow and you don't do the field sobriety test, which you're not required to do, right? Some places will suspend your license, but if you beat it in court, you get your license back anyway. And if you fail the test, you're going to get your license suspended anyway. It's an idle threat. Just don't do it, right? Go to jail, bail out, get you a lawyer. You're not going to avoid jail, though, Apollo. Here's what's happening. If they get to the point they're giving you a field sobriety test, you're going to jail. 99 out of 100 times. 99 out of 100 times. I can't speak for countries outside of America, Ray. I can't speak for every state. I know in Colorado, when you got signed for your license, you sign a consent form to have a blood sample taken. Whereas in South Carolina, you do not. Well, first off, just because you get arrested for DUI doesn't mean you've been drinking and driving. First off, how many people here thinks they can pass a field sobriety test completely sober? You'd be surprised that the vast majority of people cannot do it. It's designed to be failed. And even if you blow zeros, they'll just say, oh, you've been smoking marijuana, or you've overtook your medication, or whatever it might be. And they'll still send you through the system. Don't talk to cops. Follow orders. Go to jail. Bail out. Don't give them stuff to use against you. When you do the field sobriety test, when you blow in the blower, all you're doing is giving them evidence to use against you in court. No, if you blow zeros doesn't mean you're clear. All they're going to do is if they want to take you in, they're going to take you in. Correct, cutie face. If you're blowing zeros, it means, oh, I thought you were drunk. I said I smelled alcohol, but it might have been marijuana. Police should not have dogs at all. Police should not have dogs whatsoever. Dogs are literally a Fourth Amendment scam. Like, you ever see a dog hit on a car? Like, the man will literally tap the window, the dog would jump up and hit the window. Oh, dog triggered. I'm not going to show dog stuff. But there's instances where cops let dogs go in a house and literally rip the guy's arm up and scratch their face to death and shit. Like, dogs don't have a stop switch. And I don't think cops should be allowed to have dogs. And you can't defend yourself against the dog either. Because if the dog's ripping your arm up and tearing the sinew from the muscle and you want to start hitting the dog, now you're assaulting a police officer. It's dumb. Don't come at that. The people, the Papa guy, the Papa Rick guy, he's the back to blue until it happens to you. If you just follow directions, you won't get hurt. And then I show him the video of the black man laying in the road with his hands up, getting shot by the police officers, where he's like literally laying on the ground with his hands up like this in the air. Because he's taking care of an autistic man that has like a teddy bear or like a truck or some sort in his hand. And the cops mistake it for a gun. There is no update on the LolCal podcast currently. Well, I'm actually going to stop with the reactings content because ain't no donations coming in for it. Like as soon as I started actually doing React content, the money dried up.